So it is time to do the pocket now. I have picked out lots of things that are just leftovers. I did not want to bring anything new into this pocket. I didn't want to bring a new pattern or something. I like repeating elements across the whole entire album. That's what makes it look like, you know, this is an album for this year or for this event. And so when I thought about the pocket, I thought, you know what, scraps would be absolutely perfect. I do not need to bring anything else in other than, you know, maybe a few embellishments. So what I have here is a bunch of stuff. Sorry. So I had this black piece of cardstock hanging out in the little bin where my kit was. I don't think that it'll even be seen, so it's just going to be the base of our pocket. And then I had this stripe piece, and I don't know if this is going to be the background, like this. And then I had this darker piece will be the pocket, and when you flip it over, it's actually this lighter color right here. And so you've got the dark and the light. So if I flip it, then it'll be a little bit lighter should I choose to go that route. And then of course I'm going to cut it down. I'm thinking I want a 5-inch pocket. Normally I do a 6-inch pocket, but nowadays it's like the cards are getting smaller and smaller. So I'm thinking that my little pocket's only going to be about 5 inches. And then that gives me this whole area to put a title of some sort up there. Now the title, I had two, and I chose this one. My girlfriend came up with it. It says "Our Love Doubled," and then I have this little cutoff from a Project Life card that says "Today." And so I was going to incorporate it, and it says "Our Love Doubled Today." And I thought about, since there's not going to be any pictures or anything, and the birthday cards are going to be or not birthday cards, my apologies, the memorabilia might be so colorful that I really didn't want to do like a whole lot of pink and blue, but I wanted it represented. So I picked out tiny little bits. So like I got this little zip strip thing that is a dark blue, these little hearts that are left over from the page we just did. They actually are outlined in dark blue as well. I don't know if you guys can see it or even tell that it's not it's not black. It is dark blue. And then I brought in this little hello strip that I could put like right above the pocket, and it has just this tiny little pink, and same with this "Today." It's entirely pink, which is cool because it's the same color. I also brought in this alcohol marker in case I wanted to color in my foam. That's like my favorite thing to do, is make my white thickers a different color. So I have that option if I choose to. I also have this thicker set here that it's from it's called Hope and Dream. And I have this word love that is it's a dark blue. It's not black. So I have that. Sorry about that introduction. This was actually supposed to be attached to the single page that we did, or that I showed you guys this morning. Anywho, I am taking my favoriteest punch in the whole wide world, and I'm going to punch out, I almost said stamp, I'm going to punch out 2 of these borders and attach them on both sides of this blue little strip. Now, I have to tell you guys that pocket pages aren't as exciting for me as the rest of the album, and so I kind of struggled with this one just a little bit. I knew I wanted to keep it monochromatic and then add in a little pop in blue and pink, but I just wasn't excited about it. So I kind of only, in all honesty, was like, I don't know, it was like I had to do this rather than I'm excited to do this, if that makes any sense. So
fiddling with this little border, trying to get it just right. The punch, actually it's the operator of the punch, I'm not even going to lie, but if you don't keep that edge perfectly straight, the punch can go wonky. And so luckily it's thin enough and pliable enough that I can manipulate those tiny little scallops to do what I want them to do. So anyways, long story short. So I'm just playing around with all the other pieces that I had pulled out, and I decided to cover up that little hole with just another banner. Since I've got a little banner cluster going on in the bottom, I thought that I would continue it going up as well. It wouldn't look weird. So I'm going to glue everything down now. I'm committing to this for the most part. I'm committing. It's still, I'm getting the pocket. I've got the background. I'm getting to where, I know what I'm doing, right? I know the steps of the pocket part. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to decide what foam I want to put on the back of this. So I have these large foam sheets. They're they're like 8 by 12. And so they work perfectly for this type of project. And I am doing quite a big border on this because I don't want the elements that go in this pocket, I don't want them to, like, I guess, push out and then the pocket starts falling off. I don't know. It's an OCD thing of mine. I've always put thick borders on my pockets, I guess to stabilize them as well. I'm not really sure. But this is about a 1/2 inch going all the way around the 3 sides. And I do reinforce it with double-sided tape, and then I will also reinforce it with liquid glue. You guys, honestly, I haven't heard of a complaint of these albums falling apart, but I don't know either. It's one of those that I wish I knew if, what I was doing was a waste of time. Is the double-sided tape good enough? I'm not sure, but I know that liquid glue is a good thing. So I learned in my mini album days that liquid goo, yes, it is goo too. Liquid glue is a lifesaver and will save you from going back and having to fix things over and over and over again. So I do reinforce with liquid glue. It's just one of those things. And instead of using my thumb, I've always used just this little 1-inch acrylic block. And then it's also my, my, like a brayer as well. I just run it across and make sure that I get a good stick on my foam adhesive. So here's that little reinforced liquid glue. I just know now that it's going to stick. My peace of mind is right there with those little strips of liquid glue. Yeah. So going back to, not having a clue of what I'm doing. I have a title. I have, like bits and pieces to play with. I have all the things. I just don't have the direction of which way I want to go. So I am putting this, like what I was going to initially call or use as a title block. I'm going to put it down closer to the pocket instead of in the center like I originally thought, because my brain clicked in. Clearly I was like missing something, but my brain kicked in, and if I put it in the middle and then they fill up the pocket with the things, you're not going to see the title, or the title is going to be bulky and push the things out of the pocket. And so I thought this would be perfect. And then they have, a chance to put all the things over on the left and don't cover up the title. Or if they have that many things, then the title's not really in the way. Okay. So now that I've got my title down on wax paper, it's tiny. That's not what I envisioned. I envisioned it to be huge, and it's not. So I am trying to figure out, like I ditched the title. I'm like, okay, move on, find something else to do. And in front of me, in case you guys are curious why I keep reaching across, I have my tray of all the embellishments that I've been using throughout this entire album. It's all on this very large tray that I have. Well, I don't know about large, but I've shown it a couple times, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, I have all the things on there, and leftover pieces and things. I do not want to go into my stash and add more. This is the last page. I want to make all the things work, or what I have work, without having to go and look for something else. It's just one of those stubborn things that that's in my brain. So I can't remember what's on the tiny word sticker, but now it says hello something. Yeah. And then up on top, I found a little label that I did not use. And I can't remember what it says. It might say for the record or something like that. I can't remember what any of those tiny words say, to be honest. But I decided to, like, this is what I envisioned, but the envisionment isn't coming through. I move on. I go to what I know I want to look somewhere else. And by the time that I get back to, okay, now this part needs to be done because there's nothing else to do, something clicks in my brain. So I'm okay with that. So what I'm doing, anyway, oh my God, you guys. So finally, I did it again. I'm sorry. What I finally decided was I need more hearts. Hearts I struggle with, you guys. Honestly, I say it every video that I pull out a heart, I absolutely struggle with. But this time it's like, well, I started with hearts and now I need all the hearts. So I pulled out some hearts that I had. I cut out 2 of the hearts from that circle element that I cut out a long time ago, and then I happened to have a huge heart doily. It was perfect. Now I'm excited, you guys. Now I'm ready to get going. So I'm using Dylusions. It's just her black. I don't know what special name she calls it, you guys. Sorry. But it actually dries a deep, rich gray. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So don't freak out like, oh my God, she just made it black. Yes, I did. But once it's dry and on the page, you guys can really see how excited I get. So I do heat set it and dry it because that's a Dylusions thing. If somebody accidentally had a wet hand and put a card in and pulled it out, then they'll reactivate the Dylusions paint if you do not heat set it. So so I heat set the living daylights out of this thing, and now I'm gluing it on. Did you guys see it? Did you guys see how excited I got once I put that heart down? Yeah, I was stoked, you guys. Now I am excited. Now I feel like this page is going somewhere, or pocket, I guess I should say. And I'm just excited. I'm checking to make sure that the liquid glue isn't peeking out and going to stick to the top of my pocket. And so now I'm going to work on the title. So I'm going to put it back on the heart. I absolutely love this, you guys. It's like it was made to be. How cheesy is that? But it's true. I also found a heart that is blue striped, so I thought that was perfect. And then I'm just going to take my alcohol marker and color in and make this one a pink heart. It's nothing fancy, just I wanted a pink heart. And I'm going to try to blend it in with the title, just like I'm going to do with the blue one too. I fiddle with it quite a bit, you guys, so I definitely take that part out. I didn't brush my hair for you guys today. Is that okay? I hope so. Yeah, it was the last page and I was excited to get it done. So I decided also that I did not like the little hearts in squares. I thought it looked too lazy. So I fussy cut out those teeny tiny little hearts, and I'm going to put them on either side of whatever that word is. It actually looks like 3 words. But yes, I do like this a lot better. So in fact, my little brain actually thought about popping those up. Yeah, that was a negative. I found a little scrap in my bin as well and added a little black little strip up behind the label. And then I found this photo strip that was pre-made as well, and I added that to the pocket so they knew it was a pocket. And then I was checking to make sure that nothing was stuck using that film strip, and I wanted to see what it would look like if somebody had to cover up the title as well. So here it is all done. Memories, it said memories. Anyways, it's all done. Here it is. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me for all of these layouts. I had so much fun making this, and I hope to do it again. All right, I will talk to you guys later and come back for the flip through and see how this album came together. Thanks.